All right. Hey guys, how are we doing today? How long are we going to be streaming? I think the game that we're going to be playing is around half an hour. Then again, I do have a talent for turning half-hour games into an hour, so we'll see about that. How's the day going? Oh, I'm doing fine. I had to scramble during the start of the week. Turns out there's been some flare-ups of you-know-what here in, where I live. So we went to the store and got some supplies ready for another month or two of lockdown. They're still out of a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if that's new or if it's been like that, but there's no yeast to be found. So if you guys bake your own bread, might want to see if you can stock up on that yeast, because for me at least, where I am, couldn't find any. A lot of the ramen was gone too, but that's not really much of a big deal. But yeah, heads up. With all the flare-ups, depending on where you live, maybe a good idea to go and get some supplies before there's a big panic, similar. Then again, I could be wrong. What do I know? It's now no mask, no service out there. Yeah, you know what? I was really relieved because when all this started happening, there was a Korean grocery store that we go to get our barley tea and, some kimchi and stuff. And I felt so bad, like I was insulting them by wearing a mask there. And this was back in January, February or March, I didn't want them to think that I was insulting them or, since this is an Asian disease, it started over there. I think you guys have it, but now I went back there for the first time in 6 months, and it says on the thing, no mask, no service. I'm like, oh, thank God, oh well, just dumb stuff. All right, so this is called Water Womb World, I believe, and it's a game by Yames. It's a free itch.io game. You can go play it right now if you want. I started to watch Markiplier play this, and I think it was today's video, and I was like, oh, no, I gotta play it. You ever see one of those Let's Plays and 3 minutes in you've got to stop and just get the game for yourself? Yeah. All right. It's bad over there in the Carolinas. Shoot. I hope you and your family are able to stay safe. Okay, let's enough talking. We're gonna go ahead and start. Oh, that's great. Though I am a Christian man, I have long forsworn any contentment in its primitive superstitions. The mysticism, the rituals, I know they are all articulations of a deeper material fact. In older times, it was seen that the order of the scientific world and the perfection of God's plan confirmed each other at every turn. Well, I still believe this to be the case, although in quite an unorthodox way. My lifelong work has been to find the origin point of man's fall from grace. It has taken me all over the world, but I believe I am closer than ever to finding the truth. I am heading deep into the ocean, into a region they call Gaspar's Zone. I have everything I need in my submersible lab. I hope to find some answers soon. You say Yames' work is so good. Has he done any other games that I might know of or have played? There's a distinctive style here, and it's reminding me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. I should have had a look at what else he's done before having a look at this. Undersea? How can I watch this? I know, I'm really afraid of the ocean too, but maybe not in the way a lot of people are. Getting stranded is scary, but when I think about all the, if you've ever seen pictures of, for instance, I think Cleopatra's temple or something, and it's just submerged underneath the water, and there's just all these statues and building structures that are just submerged in, in this cloudy water. I don't know what that is, but that freaks me out. That freaks me out more than sharks. It freaks me out more than anything. I don't know what it is though, is the thing. I've tried to explain this to other friends, and they're just like, so what? It's just man-made stuff underwater, and I think that's it. I think it's if you've ever seen a statue or something, or an animatronic that's in the water. I don't know. It just, I don't know. Maybe someone else in the chat has that. Okay. Soon I will tread out on the holy seabed, where the spirit blew life into the increate mantle. Fear of drowning for me. Drowning sucks, but I'd rather drown than burn in a fire, or I'd rather drown than fall from a building, to be honest. At least drowning, there's not too much pain. I mean, there's some panic, and I guess, your lungs hurt at some point, but there's way worse ways to die, I think. I have lit my path with the submersible's lights. It is a blessed day. So we're in a submarine, cool. Before I leave, I ought to fill up my tank and grab some nets for specimen collection. I'm going to need both if I'm going to do my research. Okay, looks like we are in it. So we have 0 nets. Good job selling us on the drowning. Listen, I'm not saying it's a good idea to drown, but, you know, it could be worse. Submechanophobia, the fear of man-made things submerged underwater. I don't know if that's a real thing, but if so, that's probably what it is. I don't know, haven't you ever just seen in like games and movies just like these ancient cities and stuff just submerged underwater and they're just empty and stuff? It's freaky. I don't get it. I don't know where the root of that fear is, to be honest, but okay, so we're not gonna head out yet. Nice, we got some oxygen. Or I assume it's a mix of gases. When you're that far under, you have to like have some nitrogen in there too. I took a scuba class back in college. Of course, you know, we were landlocked, so the best we had was this lake. We had to go and kneel at the bottom of the lake, which was like 15 feet deep for like 3 minutes. Now, I wore my leggings because the lake was cold, and also I'm insecure. And everybody came up to the top of the lake, and their knees were just covered in leeches, but not me. Good stuff. Okay, so we can't do any research yet. I should find more samples before I begin my studies. Replenish nets, there we go. Mirror. Oh. I'm looking pretty good. Yes, we are. What a handsome boy. Big brain cursory, right? Well, the leggings I had were like practically wetsuit material anyway. It was not really cloth, so I wore them during the winter and it was super helpful. Let's see. Discover my body is... Oh, yeah! That's what this is reminding me of. That's another game where I stopped like 3 minutes into the playthrough and said, oh, I gotta play that for the channel. And then I never did. At least I did it right on this one. Okay, so we got the nets. Even with my lights, it is still quite dark out here. Well, as long as they are on, I'm sure I'll be fine. I just have to remember that the entrance back into the lab is the furthest spot south. I hope to find some good specimens here, whether by sifting through the silt or netting some fish. I must remember that the live specimens will try to evade me, but I should not give up hope, as they cannot swim too far away. I must also remember that if I sift at one position, it would be a waste to sift here again, or there again, until later. Credit to Void for pointing that out. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if it's in the same universe, because I remember there was like this weird spiritual religious aspect in Discover My Body as well. His work is astounding, so different. Yeah, it really is interesting. The game certainly has a personality. You can already tell that. Sometimes you play games and they kind of are easily, you know, mixed in with every other indie game coming out, but this hits you with it. I should try to find 1 live sample via my net, and also 2 samples from sifting. That should be sufficient for now. Time to begin. May God guide me. All right. Guess we'll do some sifting. Didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. Yeah, we will. I'm gonna go in a straight line. Ooh. I found a post-Lapsarian Adamite skull. It looks quite old. It may reveal something. I will study it when I get back to the lab. Human skull. Yep. I didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. Yeah, I'm going in a straight line, so I don't get lost. Oh, my oxygen's depleting. Hey, Ezra. Hey there. Hope you're having a good time. Let's see, I didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. I didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. All right. I'll keep looking. A dive mask, likely an older make by the looks of it. It only has 1 large window to see from. Might be worth looking at back at the lab. All right, so that means we just need a live sample. I didn't find anything. Well, why am I sifting? Oh, I can't go any further. All right, I guess we'll go left. Now, does this turn me left? Or does it move me adjacent left? Here, let me go back a bunch. Okay, return to lab. I think that just faces me in a different direction. I don't know, actually. Yeah, it must. Didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. All right, well, where am I going to find a living thing? Oh, throw net, duh. Oh, I should probably wait until something shows up to do that. I die on the first level. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm already lost, guys. Guys, I'm already lost. No, I'm fine. That fish was gone in a flash, though. Man, I'm at half oxygen. This is... I mean, okay. Got him. He was nice that time. Got him. I'll check out the specimen when I get back to the lab. Okay. Where is back to the lab again? I've been blessed with a bounty to research. It is time to go back to the lab and begin. I can barely contain my excitement. All my life's work has led up to this moment. Yeah, great. Let's go. There we go. Whew. I didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get eaten by a shark. It's the Meg. Watch the oxygen. Yep. Are there hotkeys? From what I understand, just E to do the thing. But yeah, there should be a hotkey for the net. Even though I have been down here but briefly, I can feel God working in my heart and opening my mind. The original sin of man, the original temptation. Was that God opening the mind too? The original sin of man was growing legs and just walking on land. Oh, that'd be so funny. I am alone here, but I feel the comfort of the Holy Spirit and a connectedness to all things. The human being was made in the image of God, a divine mirror of creation that was made imperfect by our sin. So does that mean God's a fish? Well, that's just basically Cthulhu, isn't it? I can feel it sometimes in the strangeness of my body, as if I was once connected to the source and severed from it. It was as if I was once a thing rooted in a vaster whole, but I was violently removed and left to float freely by my own. Well, as I have said, I should get to work. Yeah, all right. God saw man evolving and said, no, stop that. It's that button, fuck, go back. Aren't the graphics messing with your eyes? A little bit, but mostly what I'm staring at is the text, which it's just all black down here. It may be a little harder on you guys watching the stream, but, yeah, I'm not sure. The music's chill. I like that, actually. All right, how we doing? Yeah, we still a beautiful boy. Okay, research time. Adamite skull. Partially fossilized remains of a son of Adam. Contains a 5% ancestral corruption. By approximate calculations, this skull lived for about a millennium and was born 10 generations after the primeval fall. High bone density suggests aquatic lifestyle. Wait a minute. High bone density means aquatic lifestyle? But wouldn't that mean your bones are super dense, i.e. heavy? And fish, don't fish have like lighter, less heavy bones? Or am I wrong on that? I mean, that would make sense, right? Like if you're a fish, you want to be as light as possible and just control your movement with a swim bladder and fins, yeah? But then again, I guess whale bones are heavy. Probably, oh, 'cause of pressure. All right. Nice. According to Lovecraft, yeah, humans were derived from alien experimentation. Good one, aliens. 5% sin. Okay, yeah, heavy pressure requires a sturdy body. So I guess the fish that are, coastal and hang around in reefs, they probably don't have dense bones because there's not really any pressure 10 feet down, yeah? So I guess if you want to see fish with denser bones, you gotta go down a couple thousand feet or something. Huh, and I guess those are whales. Whales can go down deeper. All right. That's interesting. Look at that, we're learning things. Cool. He was a thick boy. If Eden was the ocean, what was the apple? I don't know, a pufferfish? Blobfish don't have bones. I hear blobfish aren't actually supposed to look like that. Apparently taking them away from the highly pressurized area of the ocean they live in causes extreme tissue damage, and they just kind of like blob apart. So the blobfish everyone's seen, that's a fish that's had really bad tissue damage from, basically, I guess, like decompressing all its tissue and organs. Apparently the blobfish actually look kind of normal when they're, not... yeah. Fascinating. This person was extremely close to the source of Genesis, to the birth of all creation. They lived to be very, very old and have only just a trace of degeneration. The bone density, yes. One of the pillars of aquaedenic studies is that early man lived underwater. That's the first I've heard of it, although I have heard occasionally that people, human beings, way back when, could live for several hundred years, but I don't know if there's any science to back that up. I think that's mostly like a biblical thing where people talk about certain people living hundreds of years. But then again, what if that's just because the way they recorded time, the way it translates to how we recorded time now, is a bit different, so it becomes, instead of 60 years, it becomes 600 or something. But then again, I've heard the oxygen distribution or something was different back then, so you got those ginormous insects that could never be supported today, and maybe that has to do with lifespan. I don't know. Man, there's so much we don't know. Okay, the bone density, yes. One of the pillars of... Oh, wait, I already read that, sorry. Poor blobfish, yep. We know more about the moon than the ocean. That is weird. You think we would have studied the ocean more, considering it's probably a little more accessible than the moon. Man, okay, someone tell Elon Musk to just get on that, okay? I want to see him go down into that, what do you call it, Eldritch Trench, or whatever it's called. Countless generations have passed since such a time, and the form the sons of Adam take now is very different. I can only imagine what it looked like to be so pure, so near the state of grace. Let's face it, it probably looked like that Leonard Nimoy Seaman fish from that one game the Angry Video Game Nerd reviewed. I'll load up the next sample. All right, the Marianas Trench. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Maybe they already searched the ocean and were too scared about what they found? Space was safer for them? No, Avaria, that's so spooky. I think according to the Bible, first humans lived well over 100. Abraham was about 175. Yeah, and that's my question. Is it a case of, one, they actually did live that long? And if so, what was it about the Earth that made them live that long? Or two, was it a translation issue? Or three, maybe, someone was just telling stories. All those are technically a possibility. So I wonder, if humans did live to be 200, was it the air quality was different? Were there different plants? I mean, did humans change over time? I mean, I think if anything, we've changed to live longer, right? A lot of people seem to die in their 20s and 30s, hence why they were getting married at 12. Okay, well, I'm so sorry. If anyone here is legitimately just trying to experience the game, you might want to watch Markipliers, because yeah. Dive mask, production date, mid-20th century. Rubber-skirted dive mask, ornamented with various, it's a little hard to read the text on that part. Various Christograms, biblical inscriptions. This mask would prove that I am not the first one to explore Gasper's zone. And I think that's a real place. At least Lixian popped up and said, yeah, I mean, maybe it's a real place. Science can't answer that. And I was like, what does that mean? But yeah. Elon Musk is busy reprogramming his son. You're making me think too much. Yeah, thinking too much is hard and a little scary, isn't it? Most likely it's option 3. Yeah. Lifespans have not actually changed much over the centuries. They've gotten longer recently because of invasive procedures. Yeah, I guess so. Your great-grandmother is 96. Ooh, those are some good genetics. Nice. Ezra theorizes the Bible while playing a game about the ocean, 2020 colorized. Turns out it's way harder to have underwater sea labs than it is to have space labs in comparison. Almost all sea labs have failed. But why? I mean, didn't I hear somewhere that when you're under the water and there's a bunch of pressure and it's cold, it's really similar to being high up in space on account of like pressure and stuff? Or wait, maybe it was that space didn't have any pressure, and so instead of like crushing things, it sucks things out? I don't know. I don't know anything about anything. That's the problem. Okay. However, this area is entirely remote, meaning whoever was here for a purpose. Judging by the crucifixes on the strap, I imagine explorers were sent here by the church. There are certain divisions in the wait a second, in the papal enclave who are in the know, but some would prefer to conclude the truth from the world. Oh, I'm sorry, occlude the truth. Can I not read today? But some would prefer to occlude the truth from the world, so hide it from the world. Science has no place here. I guess you could say this game is deep. Yep. Ezra should do videos where she talks over theories and her thoughts on them. I don't know much, to be honest. I just speculate on what I've heard. I'm gonna call the Gaspar zone the Gazpacho zone. Yeah, because it's so cold. Vacuum versus pressure. Oh, in space there is no pressure, it's just a void. That's why it's a vacuum. I see. Okay. So I guess it's harder to build a lab in an area with lots of pressure than it is to build a lab in a void? That's so weird. You think the void would be... Well, I guess the void is more agreeable, because a pressure is a force being exerted on you, but in a void, in a vacuum, there's nothing. I mean, it sucks things out, but then it equalizes, and then there's just nothing, right? I don't know, but some people put marshmallows in those vacuum things, and then the marshmallow like grows really huge. But I guess that's just because there's air inside, and once it equalizes, it probably evens out. I don't know. Were these explorers eliminated by more traditional factions, and what did they discover? Where are they now? I'm sure they're probably dead, just like we'll be. I'll take a look at the next sample. Ancient fish. Carbon dating estimation 10,000 years. Laser vivisection yielded fish fed on native coral forms. Hypercalcified bone structure, tensile strength matching modern metamaterials. Wait a minute, so this fish was 10,000 years old and then we just grabbed it and cut it open? I feel really bad about that. And how is it feeding on coral? I think coral needs sunlight, right? I mean, there's that whole, I forget what you call it, but it's like a coral that's continuously sinking, but it has to build up on itself to reach the sunlight. So it keeps sinking, but it keeps building up, and it, so you end up with this really long tower of coral, and the entire tower is dead coral, except at the top where it's still alive. Kind of eerie, you know what I mean? But maybe there's coral that can grow without sunlight. I mean, what do I know? Amazing. This fish may have very well been alive during the time of the pre-deluge patriarchs. Patriarchs? There's no R, though. Patriarchs. Deluge, pre-deluge. I'm pretty sure that's like the biblical flood, right? What if we filled space with water? Well, then it would be even harder to have a lab up there. Makes me wonder how they work out the supply in air. Yeah, exactly. We are just fleshy marshmallows. In space, no one can hear you watch Peppa Pig. It's an ancient blobfish, actually. Laser vivisection, that's an intense way to get sushi, you monster. Yeah, it said vivisection and not dissection, so that means it was still alive, right? Let's see. Didn't they find a 400-year-old shark some time ago? Maybe something is still alive down there, with you. That's like the plot of The Meg. We had to watch The Meg on a movie night. It's got Dwight from The Office in it, and I thought it was a good time. Flock works with coral. She's basically an expert. Really? Well, that's fascinating. Coral's really important to a lot of ecosystems from what I've heard, and it seems like humans have been giving them a hard time, unfortunately. This very well may confirm the theory of Gaspar's zone being located in or around Edenic ground. So an underwater Eden. I'd love to see underwater trees, but it doesn't seem like you get anything more than like the long strips that serve as kelp. But how? Some of suspension of space-time? Or some biological deceleration of the aging process? Well, I don't think people age or anything ages backwards, but I must conduct a more extensive search. Soon, I should go out for more samples. I don't want to go back out there. Is it supposed to be making that noise? What was that? A whale? Oh my god, it's Siren Head. We just can't do anything to get away from him. A whale? It sounded even bigger. I should go check outside. No, you should not. You should wait for it to swim by and fuck off to wherever it goes. Oh man, dummy. I can't even check the mirror to look at what an idiot I am. Can't even replenish my nets. Oh, I refilled my tank at least. Okay, guess we're heading out, guys. Did someone mess with the flow of time, or is this fossil just well preserved? I know, right? Scuba diver Siren Head, yes. It's him. He's just got like a little snorkel over his mouth. Oh, fuck. The lights are out? Damn, but something stirs in me. Yeah, it's called the urge to get back inside and wait it out. Oh Lord, even in this darkness, I know you are with me. Fish Jesus does not care about you, my dude. Your word is a light to my feet and a lamp to my path. Guide me. I guess I'm the one guiding him? I will fill in for Fish Jesus, I suppose? I can't sift the silt either. Okay. Well, that was fun. Let's never do that again. Oh, it's Cthulhu. Great. Throw the net? No, I shouldn't anger whatever this is. Hey, buddy. It's gonna make me throw the net. Oh, no, it isn't. Son of Adam, I beseech thee, your forebears abandoned the tree of life and ate of the fruit of knowledge. You walk a contrary path. Holy shit, it is Fish Jesus or something. You will leave this place, or you will exchange one life for another. Die as a man, or join God in full flesh. To hear the voice of your God is to return originward, back into the womb where words would fail. Know this now. I am but his created messenger. This is all I know. Son of Adam, I beseech thee, I beseech thee, I beseech thee. An angel? Oh my god, Squid Angel. Cool. An emissary of the Lord. Oh, I bet he makes fantastic calamari. Should have netted him. An emissary of the Lord. Amazing. Their visage even matches the description in the deciphered Genesis Apocryphon. To see such sights, can it be possible? But what did their message mean? Full flesh in God. I can't postpone my search any longer. I am closer than ever, and I will find the truth. I must find more samples. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see how we're doing. Wait a minute. Didn't I used to have like a pupil or something? Or is that just deep shadows? All right, I offer this sushi to you, Fish Jesus. He's got the deep tentacle beard. Yeah, majestic. Be not afraid, child. Man, Squidward is looking fine today. Yeah, I'll have a Krabby Patty. Let's see. Wait, so if wafers are regular Jesus flesh, is sushi Fish Jesus flesh? It must be. Maybe it's just Davy Jones telling me to get off his property. All right, so we're gonna refill the tank. We're gonna... Yep, can't find any... We don't have any more research. We're gonna have to go out and find it. All right, let's, time to change it up. I gotta find 2 live specimens and 1 object in the silt. I wonder if you could have actually netted that guy. We'll have to replay it and see if it was an option. I feel as if I barely even need this oxygen underwater anymore. Dude, do not do that. I am closer to God than ever. All right. Didn't find anything. I'll keep looking. Okay. Nope. Didn't find anything. Okay. I know this is a horror game channel, but it would be fun to try farming sim. You know, I saw Markiplier and his buddies play that. That looks actually really technical. I think you'd actually learn a lot about the farming process, especially harvesting, by playing that game. But, yeah, in the meantime, I think I'll just watch. Didn't find anything, I'll keep looking. Didn't find anything, I'll keep... Alright. Oh, interesting. This coral's color is similar to the red pigmentation I found in that ancient fish. I should collect it. Yeah, they probably get their pigmentation from eating the coral, just like flamingos get their color from eating that weird shrimp. Okay, so that's it for sifting. Now I'm gonna have to throw a net at a couple things. Oh, fuck. Dang it, I'm getting jump scared by fish. Oh my gosh, I'll run with the 5 monies. Farmers are nerds and just failed cattle ranchers. No, shh, I disavow. Laser vivisect the squid angel. Oh wait, no, I meant to... Alright, it's fine. I can always get more nets, I assume. Got him. I'll check it out this, okay, when I get back. Yeah. I'm low on oxygen. Let's just go. Got him. I'll check. Okay, cool. That was easy. Excellent. Now I ought to go back to the lab to begin my research. It has been interesting swimming down here. The dark and gloom is almost a comfort to me. I am reminded of Moses seeing God in the luminous dark, the undifferentiated infinitude, incomprehensible to the creative mind. But I believe I can know God, and I will know God. Oof, that's a lot of hubris, man. People who say that usually don't fare well in biblical legends. It is strange. Perhaps it is just exhaustion from my swimming, but I feel a bit dizzy. Oh my god, what if there was a gas leak in this guy's lab and this whole thing has just been him hallucinating as he runs out of vital oxygen? I feel a bit dizzy. A beatific lightness has entered my mind. Yep, we're getting high on gases. Something sprung a leak. The knowledge I have gained over the years seems to fly from me. Just at the moment I am learning the ultimate truth. Well, there is nothing to do but press on. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and refill the tank, replenish the nets, and do some research. Deathless fish. Cross-analysis with previous fish sample. Fish age exceeds previous estimations. Born sometime in Jurassic period. Cellular growth abnormal. Almost completely still. Stomach contents reveal more native coral forms. DNA contains proto-human proteins. That is a lot of sophistry for just looking off into a bunch of dark water. Yep. He is a bit pretentious. Have you seen any gameplay from the world of horror, Junji Ito? Yeah, I've seen screenshots, but I haven't let myself, watch any Let's Plays. I know the alpha is out. Maybe I ought to just play that soon. But I'm always really hesitant to play alphas, just because I know I'll have to replay them, with, more stuff in it. You know what I mean? But it's like, the first experience is the first experience. If there's stuff missing out of it, I've never been a big fan of that. Could also be heavy pressure making him insane more and more. Really? I thought in the lab it would be equalized, though. And I'm sure, his suit, it's equalized. Because, if it wasn't, the pressure would just crush him, yeah? Hits blunt. Fish Jesus, man. You know, that is kind of interesting. A lot of the biblical stuff, I think they associate God with, the sky, something above, rather than below. I've never seen any biblical, or any of the other, actually, religions, except maybe Greece, that placed a lot of importance on the ocean, but most of them don't really seem to associate higher powers with, the ocean, with the deep. That's kind of interesting. This fish is even older. Like when the Bible mentions like well, maybe the Bible, I don't know if the Bible ever actually mentioned heaven, but when people like picture heaven like in symbolism and like in paintings and stuff, it's always the sky. It's never like the ocean or the deep. Huh. I really like thinking about religion and theorizing about it, like all different kinds, but the problem is you can't really bring it up or talk about it these days because, But it is interesting. This fish is even older. Amazing, almost impossible. There is some common link between this life form and our own. Yeah, there's your atom, boy. I notice as well, this fish, as well as the others, are lacking eyes. Not unheard of among fish of the deeper ocean. Yeah, a lot of cave-dwelling creatures are blind, from what I've heard. Cthulhu sends his regards. As above, so below. We should be searching the waters. You first. Freaking scary, I wouldn't want to go in there. Fun fact, if you dive too low, your body can be sucked into your diving helmet if you're wearing one of those old diving suits. Wait, you mean like the entire human body, due to the pressure, just, like, sucks into a helmet, just breaking all the bones? Whew. You could be mistaken, but you think some Muslim cultures have reverence for the sea, I think, or at least a traditional burial is sending bodies adrift. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I guess some biblical stuff does have the sea. Like, I mean, the seas got parted that one time, and Jesus walked on the water. But and I guess the whale swallowed that one guy. But I mean, what I mean is, like, they don't really associate God or, the Holy Trinity with the ocean or the deep. You love talking about mythology. Yeah, I loved Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology growing up. And, if you just, go at it from just, not saying they aren't true, but just going at it from how did this end up? What are the theories here? It's just kind of fun to think about, because if you look at different cultures and their religions, it seems like a lot of the things that they worshipped revolved around their most important aspects. Like, I think there was like a god of rain or something in Aztec culture, gods of the crops, gods of good fish yields, gods of God don't burn down everything, that kind of thing too. Let's see. Oh, Mesopotamian mythology, Tiamat and Abzu, the gods of fresh and salt water made the earth. Wow. Fresh and salt water, so they had two distinctive gods. That's really cool. Well, fish is often seen as being reborn, right, in Christianity. Yeah, there is that fish sign. Although I always thought that sign was when Jesus, like, passed out a bunch of fish at a party. But maybe it's more than that. I don't know. Okay. So the fish has no eyes. But even blind fish can sense the difference between light and darkness. These fish lack that capacity completely. Okay, I hate to interrupt one more time, but there was a thing where it talked about, like, the evolution of eyes, and they actually had some basic physical examples, and they said the most basic eye was almost like binary. It was either light or no light, or something's blocking the eye or something isn't blocking the eye. And the guy, like, showed it by having, like, a little light and then, like, putting a cover over it to show that it was sensing something in front of it, and then removing the cover to show that there was nothing, interacting with the sensor. And that was, like, the most basic eye. And then the next eye was a little bit more detailed. I can't remember what the other steps were, but, it was interesting how eyes, kind of started out in basic organisms. So this guy doesn't even have that, though. And more of that odd coral in the gut. What does it mean? There must be something. Dude, eat the coral, become a fish. All of a sudden I feel... Deathless fish, 2. Unknown morphology. 50% of sample consists of coral polyp. Polyp? Isn't that where, that's like intestinal polyps, where there's like almost like a tumor that grows? 50% of the fish is a coral tumor. I think, if I'm reading that right. Someone with better reading comprehension can probably correct me. Age again exceeds multiple geologic periods. Secretion of unknown stone substance. DNA contains proto-human proteins. So old. Impossibly old. Enjoying the Ez rants. Please, sir, may I have some eyes? Let's see. The Ancient of Days. Time seems to spiral out in front of me. The divine plan imprinted in all things. How old is it? This fish seems to have been close to the origin of life itself. I'll take a look at the next thing. Yeah, that's pretty much how I'm feeling right now. I wonder why coral looks like that. Like that coral, and I think there's a coral in real life that looks like that too. Looks a lot like a brain. I wonder what purpose the coral has having all those weird curves and wrinkles. Like, does it help with feeding or I think they're called brain coral actually. But I wonder why. Because you don't see a lot of plants or, I guess, moss or mushrooms that have that weird kind of wrinkled brain-like texture. Looks like a bloody maze, yeah. Let's see. Meg is ready if you want to watch it later or next time. Yeah, that would make a fun movie night. I think you guys are still on the Murder, She Wrote, though, so we'll have to put that off a little bit. It's cleverly called brain coral, yeah. Brain coral are like that to increase surface area so that they can have more area to have the space hit with sunlight and absorb food. Okay, see, I knew somebody would know. Thank you, Hitalia, Sweden. I appreciate that. Thank God I have people in the chat. Okay, red coral, origin, unknown, error, studded with proto-human oh my God, we came from coral. Proto-human neuron. A neuron is a brain cell, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? Hyper capable of creating consciousness field. Womb of God, error. Oh my God, my machine is going nuts. What does it mean? I can barely read this. My own sight seems to be failing. Perhaps decompression sickness? Yeah, dude, time to bounce. We'll swing back and talk to Fish Jesus later. But it seems greater than that, like the symbols of the world are falling from their place. Let's see. Praise Coral Jesus. Oh boy, I feel so... The light. Another angel? No, this time it's Fish Devil, and he's gonna come and make you an offer. Oh Lord, I can feel your love. Let's have a look at the mirror. Yep. Okay. Not looking so great. Alright, all we can do is head out. Boy, there's a lot of wind for it being underwater. I'm not gonna throw a net. That feels like a mistake. Water Room World. Oh God, that is loud. He just backs away and shuts the door like, alright then. Womb. Hunger. I am hunger. Go and join angels. Join God. Oh boy. I am. No need. No need. If I head out with no oxygen, I'm straight up gonna die. Maybe I'll just chill in here for a little bit. Your oxygen is 0, you're not breathing. Well, I think I only need the oxygen tank when I'm outside of the lab, which means that my only option is to head out without any oxygen. Should've just thrown nets at these jerks. Okay. This is a terrible idea. Must find it. Feed on coral? I mean, I just ate. I can't go back. Oh, man. More. Alright. More. Water Room World. Uh-oh. Nice going, freaking yames. Alright, well, we gained entrance to Water Womb World. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But the guy seemed into it. So, yeah. The ocean is just Cthulhu's womb. Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Good job, James. We'll have to try out explore my body next time, I suppose. And there is nothing I can do. It's just, well, alright, guess we're just stuck here forever. I'll get some ending stream music going. This was one of the shorter ones, but I get the feeling the game was only about 20 minutes long and half of it was me just talking. So, you know what? Little Jamaica's the only thing I have on my damn desktop right now, so we'll just put that there. I'd love something more chill and ambient, but that's what I got. Oh wait, no, actually, I think I've got Monastery from Planet of the Apes, PS1. That one's a little bit more weird, so that's fitting. No, I don't. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Alright guys, so that was Water Womb World. I do hope we enjoyed it. It did have a lot of questions and philosophizing, so that was super neat. The whole style of the game was something in and of itself, absolutely. Oh wait, here we go. That was weird. Looks like I had a little bit of a hang up there, but it's cool. There we go. Okay, so only a 44-minute stream. I know, right? If I should have planned ahead, maybe I could have knocked out Explore My Body in the same episode, but you know. There we go. Alright, so what did you guys think? Apparently Yames has other games as well. Explore My Body was already mentioned by Voidhead and Pencil, but is that it? And this was a free game, by the way, so that's really impressive as well. Oh, and it looks like this guy has a Discord, if you guys want to go and vibe with him. And you can get the OST, I mean the soundtrack, if you're interested as well. So that's cool. Games is games. Discover our bodies. Father turned me into trees and rivers. Discover my body. Oh, so there's a sequel. There's Discover My Body, and then Discover Our Bodies. Then there's Vellum Children, which is a sequel to Lips Like Vellum. And then there's Via Negativa. Oh boy, so this guy's got a lot. I had to just have a stream day if they're all as short as this one was and knock a couple of them out. Oh, speaking of which, I mentioned the Sexy Brutale a couple days ago. That's a game I tried playing for the channel way back when, but I didn't really have any perseverance, so I played one episode and, you know, wouldn't let myself go back to it. I mean, like, I didn't play it offline. I wouldn't let myself, even though I really wanted to find out what happened. I was like, you know, I'm not going to just play this offline when I already started it for the channel. Well, the makers of it made a VR game. Specifically, I think it's called Groundhog Day or Return to Groundhog Day, and the storyline is that it's pretty much Groundhog Day, except you're the son of the guy who went through the whole thing in the movie, and you're going through something very similar, and it's kind of a VR puzzle mystery game. It's on sale now for the Steam store sale, so summer sale, whatever it is. I think I'll get it, and we can try it out on a stream one of these days. Have we done Nobody's Home yet? Oh shoot, yeah, I need to do that as well. Let's see. Sea and Religion Horror. Never thought that was unique. Yeah. Yames Marathon Day. Absolutely. Groundhog Day 2, The Reckoning. Is that what it is? I'm not sure if that's a joke or if that's the actual title. I believe it, though. Sounds like a fanfic. Yeah, but it looks pretty interesting. And it's a game where it repeats over and over again, a little bit like Lakeview Valley. And, you know, there's different things to try out. There's relationships with different people. There's puzzles to solve. Groundhog Day, the premise of it has always really appealed to me a whole bunch. That's why I really liked Lakeview Valley. That's why I liked, you know, Live, Die, Repeat or Edge of Tomorrow, whatever you want to call it. Just really fascinating stuff. Yeah, I'll have to grab it for the summer sale and play it. Let's see. But can we brutalize Ned Rierson? I don't know. We'll have to find out. How did they get the license to Groundhog Day? Now, I'm not sure if it's officially licensed, but in the little blurb. It specifically mentioned it. I mean, it could just say, hey, Groundhog Day, you know, with Poxitawney Phil. And also, things are repeating, you know what I mean? Maybe they could get away with that and that's not infringement, or maybe they really did get the rights. If so, that's amazing. Let's see. There was a single creature all along, which means that maybe it was a god, or maybe it was just a really old ancient thing. And what about the coral? Did it really bring conscience? Yeah, I almost have a bit of mistrust of that thing. I wonder if maybe it was just getting us to feed it, as in like it was eating us. But then again, maybe it really did show us a paradise full of fish and coral. I don't know. I don't know. You should check out 12:01 p.m. 12:01 p.m. All right, let me have a look at that. Let's see. Oh wait, it's a film. It's a 1990 film. Okay, a time loop. Okay. We'll have to do that for a movie night then at some point. I thought the coral was God. Well, it looked like it was a bunch of creatures, red creatures speaking to you, but then when they lifted up at the end, they were all connected to one red coral-looking mass. I don't know. I mean, is it a collective conscience? Is it actually just one being? Is it a being speaking through the creatures on the coral? There's a lot of open-ended questions. The manga on which Edge of Tomorrow is based is way better, in my opinion. That's the way to watch, or to experience that kind of media, is to watch the movie first, and then read the original source material, and then get blown away by how good the source material is. If you do it the other way around, like you read the book and then you watch the movie, you're just going to end up hating the movie because, of course, they're going to do things wrong, or things aren't going to be how you pictured them. That's how I ended up getting into Harry Potter when I was, really long. I saw the movies first, and then I got into the books. When I know that, and then I ended up reading all the books, and when the rest of the movies came out, I was kind of disappointed in them, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yuppie Psycho is really fun. I've heard that mentioned before. The coral is capable of creating consciousness, so I think it would give it justification for being God. Well, if so, then all the fish are just eating coral, which is God, right? Seems kind of sacrilegious. Maybe not quite as good as Triangle. Oh, don't mention that movie. God. All you need is kill. Only 2 volumes. You read the manga before the movie came out? Yeah, that probably means the movie wasn't that enjoyable then. Oh, by the way, Groundhog Day 2 thing was a joke. Could have fooled me. Let me find out what it's actually called. I might as well. VR Groundhog Day. Oh my god, you were really close. It's Groundhog Day, like father, like son. Let's see. Maybe I can pull something up here. I can at least bring up the Steam page, I'm sure. Okay, let me make sure. Alright, this should be okay. There we go. So that's what it's looking like. Groundhog Day, like father, like son. I almost think the reckoning thing would have been kind of funnier. And as you can see, it's like a full 3D town with, people in it that have set schedules and stuff. You've got choices that you can make, from what I saw anyway. So I find it pretty cool. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought that guy was hanging for a second there, like the way his neck is. I was like, wait a second. So yeah, Groundhog Day, like father, like son. So I think that's pretty neat. I should definitely try out the Warriors game. I don't think there was a single video game movie adaptation that is especially good. Well, you know what? Ratchet and Clank wasn't that bad. I don't like some of the changes they made, but I wouldn't say it was bad per se. It was more like mediocre, I guess. Can you guys think of any video game movie adaptations that was good? Maybe the first Mortal Kombat? Video game. You are the son of Bill Murray. Must buy. 10 out of 10. Looks interesting. Is it on PC? Yes, I believe it's on PSVR and also PC VR. Let me check just to make sure. Yeah, it's 50% off as part of the summer sale. And so instead of $14, it's like $7. And it is HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. for PC. I don't think it's able to be played without Oculus Rift or HTC Vive because it's not saying PC on there. I mean, like, it is PC, but it's VR PC only, I think. Are you gonna play The Last of Us 2? Man, I haven't played The Last of Us 1. Let's see. Why not buy a pixelizer? A version of Groundhog Day 2. The Reckoning is the groundhog is fighting a super army of cyber moles to save Santa Claus to end winter for the year. The Sonic movie wasn't extremely bad. Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, you know what? Detective Pikachu. I actually really like that. I ranted about that movie to my friends about the problem I had with it, with, Pikachu talking and, having a voice like that. And then when I watched the movie, it turns out that the problem I had with it wasn't real at all because, you find out things. In my opinion, though, I think it should have been Detective Meowth. They should have he's already a smart talking jerkwad that, gets into trouble and stuff, and he's, a morally gray character. I would have loved to see Detective Meowth, to be honest. Oh, well. Meowth was my favorite part of the Pokemon series, to be honest. I know a lot of people hate him, though. Oh, Silent Hill. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I mean, if you were looking for a step-by-step recreation of the game, I think you would have been disappointed, but I don't think they even tried to do, a recreation. So I think it was... Silent Hill the movie is really what got me into Silent Hill the games, to be honest, when I was a kid. It was funny, I had read in some gaming magazines some blurbs about the games. I think it was Silent Hill 3, and that gave me nightmares, right? And I always wanted to try and get into it, but it was way too scary. Like, just reading the magazine, actually, I had some bad dreams from that. I don't know, I was young. But the movie, I ended up, after seeing that, I don't know, the movie had some really weird ambience, chill, peaceful parts, and those were the parts that I liked. I've always liked the peaceful music of Silent Hill, when everything's just kind of empty and weird. I mean, and then it gets really hectic and scary. Not a big fan of those parts, but I mean, it's important for the horror. Let's see. He isn't as popular as Pikachu, though. I know. He should be, though. Let's see. Meowth backstory was sad. Yes, it was. Meowth is a good boy who did nothing wrong. Yeah. Super Mario movie was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. I'll give you that. I know what you did last Groundhog Day. The first SH movie really nails the tone. Too bad for the sequel. Yeah, the sequel was super garbage. I mean, I really like Pyramid Head, but just making him that kind of character where he's like helping out and stuff, it makes no sense. He's only really a good character when he's terrifying and it's like, oh shit, run, whenever he shows up. And also, what the heck was it making Vincent a love interest? That was so weird. Let's see. Alright, well, we had a little bit of extra time to talk and mess around. By the way, is there still a movie night going on? I've been kind of busy with all the shopping, but that's mostly over now. I still have to pick up one or a few things that I couldn't find, but I know some people on the Discord were planning on watching a few Murder, She Wrote episodes and riffing them. I assume it was this week, but then again, it may have gotten pushed back. Other people could be just as busy as I am, for all I know. Pretty sure all the fandom, excuse my language, shits on RE movies. I mean, the fandom is usually never happy with it because they want something true to the source material. But as a normie, the Resident Evil movie, at least the first one, I thought was pretty good. I had never gotten to play Resident Evil, and then I saw that movie as a kid and it scared the heck out of me. But, yeah. Vincent, the guy in the series who killed people and may be a killer. Yeah. Oh, trying to get the episodes? I've got the first couple seasons. I can probably kick them your way. Murder, She Wrote stream is mandatory under penalty of murder. 99% are in Italian. Really? I've got a good place where I find all my weird old 90s TV shows. I'll have to kick a couple seasons your way, or at least the episodes you're interested in. You got season 1. Yeah, I got season 1 and 2. I mean, I could have gotten all of them, but it was like 64 gigs, and I was like, do I really need this much Murder, She Wrote? I mean, I'm kind of a hoarder when it comes to that kind of media. Like anime, I don't really bother to hoard because you can always go back and find the anime like, oh, I want to watch that. It's just available. But when it comes to weird detective stuff and like old dramas from the 90s and 80s, you don't have the kind of crowd supporting it and putting it out there on the internet the way you do anime. So when you find it, like a Perot, there's a Perot series that I have, and I think I've got the first 5 seasons of that. And I know if I don't snap that up, I'm not going to find another good quality version of it. Yeah. Oh well. Forget everything you've seen from the Resident Evil movie. Alice is shoehorned in the plot and ruins the lore. Yeah. Have you heard Beavis and Butthead is coming back? I don't think they can. I don't think they can exist in today's climate. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna get canceled real quick. Water Womb World Stream was great, like the redesign for Mermaid Man. Yeah. You watch Japan-only animes from the Hylia? Nya.c, that's a good place for really high-quality anime. I do subs too. But be careful, if you misspell it, it'll put you on all sorts of sites. It's nyaa.si, I believe. Lots of different animes, especially if you're looking for raw manga to help practice with the translating. You can get the raw and then, the translated. And in my opinion, the stuff that's been fan translated is a lot better for practicing on than the stuff that's been commercially translated, because they take too many liberties with the commercial translations. Like, if something doesn't sound quite right, they change it, which is understandable, you know what I mean? But the fans try to keep it kind of true to maybe the way it was said in Japanese, which is what you need when you're learning, because you don't want to try and translate a sentence and then look at the translated version and it's just a completely different sentence because they said, oh, this doesn't make sense in English. Let me just find something really similar. You know what I mean? So, good stuff, good stuff. Clone High is coming back? Is it? I know that was a much beloved series for a while there. Huh. Where was Barnacle Boy? We were Barnacle Boy all along. All according to Keikaku. No, Keikaku means plan, yes. But see, doesn't that help you memorize Keikaku? Now you know Keikaku is plan. From a learner's standpoint, that's actually kind of... I have no idea why they did that way, but at least we got the meme out of it, right? It's all worth it if you get a meme. MTV in the 90s was a weird phase. Man, I miss MTV in the 90s. It just doesn't have any personality anymore. Because the whole thing about MTV was you were being rebellious. You were pushing back against what was polite. You were pushing back against what was respectful. And I get that that's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not entirely my cup of tea either, but I can look at it and say, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that that's a thing that exists. Now, you have to be respectful, especially to every group. You know what I mean? If you're disrespectful or you're rebellious, suddenly, everything gets destroyed. And it's like, what happened to the rebellious age where people were rude and impolite and I don't know. Oh well, I guess it was just a fad, a phase in society, and now it's past and it won't be coming back. Oh well. Then again, I think it comes in like pendulum swings, because when you think about it, like every phase in at least American society seems to have been pushing back at the previous phase. I mean, remember the whole nuclear family, Leave It to Beaver, happy little, the wives in the kitchen cooking and stuff, and fathers, in their smoking jackets, and the kids that are seen and not heard. Well, right after that, you kind of got like the greaser phase, where it was motorcycles and leather jackets and greased up hair and pocket knives and gangs and stuff. And then you ended up with like a war period. I think that was like kind of Nam, right? And then after that, you had kind of like a hippie period where it was like totally against war, and how could you do that? Love, laugh forever, something. And then after that, you had the 80s, which was kind of pushing back against the hippie stuff. It was like no more of this, peaceful loving crap. It's we're gonna scream, we're gonna yell, we're gonna rock around, crazy hairstyles, makeup for everybody, big hair, And then in the 90s, it was like, oh, we're too cool for that. Less effort, the better. I just feel like each phase is kind of like a counter phase to what came before it. Like I think one of the last phases we had was the edgy phase, like the early 2000s and stuff, like where, oh, any joke goes, and the more shocking you are, the cooler you are. It was almost like being in high school again, or like elementary school. Because you guys know, especially for guys, I was a tomboy, I hung out with a lot of guys. The main funny guys were stuff saying, they would say things and make jokes. It's like, oh, you're not supposed to say that. I can't believe he said that. And, that's how you got popular and stuff. A lot of the guys, they just didn't care, and they pushed back against whatever they wanted and said whatever they wanted. And I guess it was charisma or confidence or something. But since then, now we've gone completely the other way, and edgy jokes are out. Edgy jokes are completely wrong. And now it's, be nice to everybody, don't say anything, even if you didn't mean it to hurt anybody, it still hurt everybody, and somebody is upset, and, that's not okay. I have to wonder what the next phase is going to be. Is the next phase going to be pushing against this phase? Because I have a feeling it will be. I think the next generation's not going to give a crap, to be honest. I don't know, though. It's just something I've noticed. I could be completely mistaken, though, because I wasn't alive for most of those periods. Every period is usually the complete opposite of something. Yeah, like look at The Simpsons. I think they coined the term counterculture. The Simpsons was pushing back against that perfect nuclear family, Dennis the Menace sort of thing. It was raw. It was, more violent. There was more cursing in it. The family didn't have a perfect little family life with only silly, orchestrated problems. There was all sorts of stuff. And yeah, and that's counterculture. There's a culture set up, and then another culture arises out of that specifically to push back against that culture. And I have to wonder if it's going to be, yeah. I just wonder. Is the gameplay over? Yeah, the game only lasted about 40 minutes, then we ended up talking for about 20, so. But don't worry, it'll be back on the channel archive for a little while. Punk was a counterculture. I bet it was. Yeah. Man, I don't know why I'm in such a weird mood today. I guess it's because I heard from somebody that it's pretty much officially halfway through the year now. We have completed the first half of 2020, and people are like, where is it gonna go from here? I can't wait to see what else happens this year. Are you guys on board this roller coaster? Maybe by Christmas we'll just have completely wiped everything out. That's what I'm wondering. Oh well, at least we'll have movie nights, right? There was no counterculture in the 1800s. Counterculture is a thing empires have. It is born from dissimilar ethnic groups forced into a single system. Well, I don't know. I think everything's got a culture, you know what I mean? Or, if you have a culture, you're going to have a counterculture. The status norm is going to be pushed back against by the next generation, you know what I mean? I don't think you necessarily have to have different groups living in one area to have a counterculture, because there's that whole quote, weak men create harsh times create strong men create peaceful times create weak men, and weak men go back to creating, harsh times. So it's like, I don't know, the generation that's, rising up didn't have to really fight for what they had, so they're pushing back against everything they can, not realizing that if you push back hard enough, you're going to wreck everything, and then you'll have to spend time rebuilding it. And then when you finally got everything rebuilt and everything's nice, it'll be fine for a few generations until the next generation is like, hey, what is this? I'm bored, this is a bubble, it's boring. Also, it's not as good as it could be, let's fix it. And then they tear everything down, and I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in humanity right now. Culture shifts have just sped up. Yeah, they seem to happen every 10 years. Who knows? You know what? France is a good depiction of that. Have you ever seen the pictures of French culture? And China too. The way they dressed and the way they acted. France went through this one period of really fancy, the bigger the skirts, the bigger the wig, the bigger everything, the crazier the makeup, the crazier the face powder and stuff. And then, after that, more slim dresses came into effect, more reasonable stuff. So I think each generation tries to differentiate from themselves. If one generation is really simple and plain and good to actually wear, the next generation is going to be like, oh, well, let's go fancier. The fancier, the better. The more gaudy, the better. And then the generation after that is like, oh, you know what? That's way too gaudy. Let's slim it down. Let's make it, monotone. We don't want all these garish colors. We're going to go with, simplicity. Less is more. You know what I mean? Based cringe. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. It's just a form of rebellion. Yeah, the generation is going to rebel against whatever's been put out. That's That's why I'm wondering, what are like the 9-year-olds of today, what are they going to be rebelling against exactly? Because I promise you, they're going to pick something in the current culture that is acceptable or accepted, and they're going to push back against it. They're going to rebel against it. They're going to have bad boys and groups and celebrity, kid celebrities rising to fame by pushing back against certain things. And I'm just wondering what hallmarks of our current culture are going to be selected to be rebelled against. Or maybe not. Maybe this culture is going to last for another 20 years. I don't know. Humans, we sure are weird, and that's putting it nicely. Yeah, we're social creatures. Social creatures are fucked. I mean, have you noticed, like, all the weirdest behaved creatures are social creatures? Like, you get those creatures that live solitarily. They're really simple. They're either fighting for territory, mating, or that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? But when you get these social creatures that are made to live in groups, there's all sorts of weird pack dynamics and pecking orders and rules that the pack follows. It's complicated, man. Still not sure what culture means. I'm probably using the word culture wrong. When I say culture, I mean like a set of, societal norms, maybe even rules, like not necessarily laws, but, just behavioral stuff, kind of humor that's acceptable, kind of dress that's acceptable. Like right now, yoga pants is in, tank tops are in. That wouldn't necessarily have been, the cultural clothing 50 years ago. And, if you or even 100, whatever we had 50 years ago, that wouldn't have been acceptable 100 years before that. So, I don't know, maybe I'm using culture wrong, but I just mean like a group of things that we're doing right now as a society. That's why you're ansocial? Yeah, I'm not very social either, to be honest. I just look on from my little area, and I'm like, oh, God. Yeah. And of course, it is different, because like somebody has pointed out in the comments that, with cell phones and Twitter and like the internet, all the weird, I guess fads and stuff are on light speed. Like a fad that normally would have lasted maybe 3 years is lasting 4 months. Like our memes are dying faster too. I mean, remember like the rage face meme and the lol meme? Those lasted like a year or two. And then now suddenly it's weird to see a meme last more than a month. Yeah, we are asocial. That's why we're here. Let's see. Yep, just chatting. We're talking about nothing mostly. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of you do, but yeah. Oh well. I'll try to go ahead and maybe stream tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be something with VR if I can get it all set up right. I've actually got a couple games I just bought in the sale, and I'm actually gonna buy a couple more because I am trash. Let's see. I'm looking at buying Pupil Wandering VR. Maybe. We'll see about that one. There's also, let's see, the Turing Test, thinking about that one. But what I just got was The Exorcist Chapter 1. I saw Jacksepticeye play that, like the first 5 minutes. It's like, oh, I gotta get that. So that's something. I've also got The Room VR, A Dark Matter. So it's kind of like a scary escape the room game. I've got Intruders Hide and Seek, that one I'm excited for, and Pagan Peak VR. And apparently Pagan Peak VR is, I think, like you've tracked a killer down to a shack, and like you get trapped in there or something. So it's kind of spooky, kind of like a mystery escape the room game as well. So I'm looking forward to all that stuff. You have a test tomorrow. Wish me luck. Well, I do wish you a lot of luck. I hope you test better than I ever did. Yeah, remember, sometimes it helps to grab a friend and just ask them to quiz you on stuff. Chill Talks with Ezra streams need to be a thing now. Yeah, well, I would normally try to do that after streams, but it's just usually they last about 3 hours, and afterwards I'm like, okay, we've been here long enough, I'll release you all. Just play Resident Evil 7 VR. Yeah, that one actually is on sale now for like $9, but it scares me a lot, so I'll probably wait until I go through some of these indie game ones, and then I'll play it. God, I'm just so scared for that one. You saw what the demo did to me. I freaked myself out. One of the worst things I've played for the channel. How much I spun myself up. I don't know. Let's see. Ezra's podcast when. Gee, I don't think I know enough to make a podcast. Yeah. A call-in podcast. That would be kind of fun. I was thinking of actually making kind of like a separate channel just to do some dumb stuff. Like if I want to make some art on a stream, I could do that without making everybody think there's a game, you know? It's just kind of a weird, you know, hangout, talk about nothing kind of channel. That way, if you're not interested in that and you're only interested in the horror games, you've got the main channel for that. Yeah, I don't know. So no more Spooky House VR? No, I've got to get back into that. Yeah, you were so frightened. Yeah, that Resident Evil 7 really messed me up. Have I played Faith? Yeah, I played the second one, I think. Or, wait. Actually, I think I just played the demo for one of them. I didn't play the first or second one, I think, because I'd seen them both be played. But then I did play the demo for the third, if I'm not mistaken. The one with the apartment buildings, that's the one I played. Yeah, I was ducking the whole time in Resident Evil 7. Gee. I was treating it like Outlast. I really thought something would happen, and it turned out nothing was gonna happen. Oh, it'd be good to use this channel? Maybe. I'll have to, like, start off the video with, you know, just screwing around stream or something like that. Chill stream. Yeah, chill stream sounds good. Okay, well, it is, let's see here. Yeah, it's been about an hour 15. Yep, so that's where we are with some of the games. I'm excited to do that. Yeah, played a good game by Yames. Now that I know he's got some other games, and I think they're similarly free, we'll have to get into those as well. So yeah, look forward to some VR and some Yames, and hopefully some more Spooky's House of Jump Scares as well. Thanks for stopping by. Nothing happened because you ducked. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hope you guys have a good time. No Pencil, I'll get a hold of you and hopefully try to pass on some of those Murder, She Wrote episodes so we can have a nice little movie night and riff on them. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye. Be safe.